Now you can hear me. All right. I'm going to show how we can have a live talk show. And can you hear me now? I know we could hear the music, just don't know if we can hear the microphone. So let's see.
I know we could hear the
music. There we go. All right, good. Now we can hear the microphone. So I've had some people ask me how you can have a live talk show. Number one, you don't have to be perfect. This is the first consideration is you don't have to be perfect. Second of all, it helps if you have somebody out there telling you, hey, check it. Okay, so this is the way that a live talk show works, is that you got the number here and you call the number, you put in the code, you press the pound sign. Thanks, Devontae. I appreciate it. Devontae is my guy covering me out there, and I really appreciate that, Devontae. Thank you. And so what you do is you got some stuff on hold. Let me show you. I spent, I think it was $25. Might have even been less than that, and might have just had it sitting in the closet. But I got a second monitor over on this side, and that really helps when you're going to do this. Let me show you what's on the second monitor over here. This is what I've got over on my second monitor, and these are the two things in addition to StreamYard that you need to do. You need to go over here to free conference call hd.com, freeconferencecallhd.com. And when you go over there to free conference call, what you get is a free account. And with the free account, you can see I don't have any participants here. You can watch the yellow circle. I don't have any participants here. And active speakers, nobody's talking. And you also have a feature here where you can do a Q&A session. This is really cool, and I can show you a little bit what that's about. But basically, on Voicemeeter, and let me show you Voicemeeter here. This is just the right half of Voicemeeter. If you have it dialed in correctly, you see the B1 here, and you see B2 here. That's what is transmitting, believe it or not, over to these two channels that are going out on the same mix as my microphone, okay? They're getting mixed with my microphone and they're going out. So all I have to do is press this B1 here that is not lit up. And here, let me move it up so you can see it. All I have to do is press on this B1 right here and light it up like that. I'll turn it off for a second. But when I light it up, all system sounds that show up in this system sound window, because these are B channels and this is B1, all system sounds right here in the B1 channel. This is a view meter, just like these down here. You see them going up and down. This is a view meter, and it will go up and down with system sounds. So if I play a YouTube video, you wouldn't be able to hear it until I press B1 and I mix it with my microphone, and out it goes into StreamYard. Okay. So once you get Voicemeeter, this is Voicemeeter. No, I don't want to do that. Thank you very much. I'll go ahead and put Voicemeeter on my screen all the way so you can see it. And this is Voicemeeter. This is my microphone, obviously. You can see when I'm talking. And let me scoot it up a little bit. I see we've got it down below. All right, so this is Voicemeeter Banana. This is the whole 9 yards. This is the whole banana, as it were. And everything that I have got configured out here. This is my headphones up here. This is my loudspeakers on my desktop. So I've got my headphones over here. And you don't need any of that. When you come down here, I've got 2 microphones. This is my first microphone. This is microphone number 2. So this is the one I'm currently using. It goes over to B1 and B2, these two channels here, and it gets fed out into the microphone mix. And this is our system sounds right here. It goes to B1 and B2. Although if I take B1 out, the microphone is actually the B2 mix. So the system sounds would be B1, the microphone is B2, and over here on this channel, I could take this off completely and it wouldn't hurt anything, but I like to leave it on as a backup. So what happens then is I take this, I put this down out of the way so I can see the B1 on my screen. I don't know, can you see it over you can't see it over the edge there. I'll scoot it up a little bit. Here we go. This always dials in another window. So let me take this and move it up until we can see the B1. Okay, see the B1 right there? That turns my system on, system off. Okay, so now that I have that in place, I can turn on my dial in. This is at freeconferencecallhd.com. This is a dialer that you get. And let me show you what that dialer looks like. If I go into my menus over here and I go and I do this, this is my conference menu. Let me go straight to, I'll open it up in a new tab over here. This is free conference call, and we don't want to see all that stuff because we want to see where is, they're not going to show me the dialer. All right. Okay. But there are, in these menus, you can go, where is it? There it is, VoIP dialer. So the top menus, you can go to VoIP dialer and you can hit it, and there you go. You can just rock out with that. And that is this dialer over here. So get rid of that. I like to have the conference room open and the dialer open, and I'll show you why. Right now we don't have the sounds. I'm going to turn the sounds on for system. Okay, so say you have somebody watching and they want to call in live. You're going to see it when they call in over here. You're going to see them listed under the caller, and they won't be an active speaker until you log in as the host. That's what this green button is for. So I'm going to turn on system sound, and then I'm going to go dial in, and I'm going to show you. You will hear me dial in. I hear it on my headphones no matter what. But if I turn B1 off, you won't hear it on the broadcast. So let me show you how this works. I call in as a host, and when I call in and connect, immediately, because there are no participants, they're going to put me on hold music, which is a really nice guitar selection. It's they only have one song, but it plays over and over. It's actually pretty cool, but I'll turn it off as quick as I can so we won't get in trouble with too many of the platforms that we're going to. Here's what it looks like when the host calls in. Press call. It's dialing.
This service is provided in high definition by freeconferencecallhd.com. You are the only participant in the conference.
There we go. Since I'm the only participant, they go ahead and play the music. Now, if I hit the X over here, it's going to ask me if I want to hang up. Yes, I do, and it will say goodbye to me.
Goodbye.
There we go. Now, I'm going to do the same thing, but I am actually going to hear the same thing, but you won't hear the same thing because I'm going to press B1, which will cancel out the mixing of the system sounds with the microphone, and it hides all my system sounds. So watch again. You won't be able to hear what you just heard. The microphone will be pretty silent. Here we go. I'm going to call in the exact same way. I hear the doorbell. I hear the statement about the service. And I will appear over here under caller. There I am right there. So I am right here in this window that has the participant list. This is called the conference window, and it has a view of everything. And I'll show you. The music is playing. There's the hold music. Now I'll get rid of it. There we go. But if we go back to the hold music, watch what happens when I put myself on mute.
Muted.
There we go. I'm muted.
Unmuted.
Now I'm unmuted. So you basically want to block all of the system sounds by turning off that system connector, that system mix. And it just said goodbye to me like last time. So now it says I can call again. So if I have a caller that shows up in my call list, then I can go ahead and I can call. Now, the other thing that I like to do is you see these banners below, the yellow banner, it's got the phone number, it has the code and the pound sign. So it's got a little telephone icon. It says call live. You got the number, right? And then after that, it says a little arrow, here's your code. And you go ahead and you use that 6-digit code. And then it's got the pound sign, so you can press the pound sign. And if you can make it more plain than that, be my guest. That's about as close as I could come in without using a scroll that I've got one on OBS. I've got a scroll. But what I like to do is I like to have, you can see the telephone there at the far end. I like to have this blocking what's underneath it. And what's underneath it is if I get a caller over here on my caller list, then I can go into my banners and I can shut off this yellow banner. And now it says, assuming I have a caller on my call list and I'm talking to them, now it says I have a live caller on the phone. And I also have the instructions down there to go ahead and join the live call by calling 712-770-5394. Use the code 105261 and pound. And that still allows me to have the instructions on screen, but it looks really kind of cool to say on screen right now, hey, I've got a live caller. We're talking to a live caller on the phone, and you're just like a talk show. Okay? So what I can do is I can wait around and find out who wants to call and connect up to the show. And you can see that there's a live call going on. People online will see there's a live call going on. And in fact, I've had quite a number of people. Hey, there we go. Hope you're having fun on the stream. Would putting with their, I don't understand what you're getting, dude. I don't understand. Hey, Wolf, it's good to see you on there. I got Wolf over there on Periscope. I got AKA over there on Mixer. So we've got lots of people on, but nobody's calling the number yet. But anyway, this is what I will do when there's a live caller on the phone. And you can see it looks a little bit better than just having a banner on that says there's going to be a live caller. And if somebody wants to call live, that's what you do. You just say, okay, guys, here's the phone number, call it up, put in the code and a pound sign, and now you're live on the platform, live on the broadcast, and there you go. Now, Devontae says he would call in, but his phone service provider won't allow conference call numbers. I don't know. You could also dial in straight through VoIP if you have a free conference call hd.com account. You could dial in those numbers and just do it free. So that's kind of cool that you could actually do an internet call. But this would just be like a regular call, I believe. I don't think it's that they would detect you're on a conference call. It's just a regular phone number. So, but I'm not sure how that works. I wouldn't want you to do it and then have it cost you. That's not what a friend would do. So that's cool. And we are on all 6 platforms, and that's cool. And I can go back to the banner, put the banner up there, and then we could see what happens with a real caller when somebody calls. But this is what you need in order to do it. You can do it with any broadcasting software you want. StreamYard is free. The free version you can run as long as you want. All that it does is puts a little gizmo up in the corner, and that's all it is. And okay. So Devante says he did just try, and that's how I know it won't work. So they must be tracking some of those numbers and know that they're conference call numbers. That's kind of weird. But you could always call it through VoIP if you have either a VoIP client or if you go to freeconferencecallhd.com and you have a free account. This, let me show you. This client that's in the window here, you can actually dial in any number you want and call, and then they give you another keypad, and you can do that. So that works too. But so this is how you do it, guys. StreamYard is one thing you need. You don't have to have Restream or anything like that wherever you're transmitting to, whether it's through Restream or just on one platform. That's cool. But you just need to be able to indicate to people what the phone number is, what the code is, and that they need to press the pound sign after that, and they'll show up on your list over yonder. And then so you need one broadcasting platform. You need to use Voicemeeter or any other kind of virtual mixer or actual hardware mixer that you can do. And then you need freeconferencecallhd.com. Get a free account. That's what this number is all about. And hook it up, set it up like this. If you got an extra monitor, it's going to help you a lot. But if you don't have an extra monitor, you can hook it up and switch back and forth between the screens, and that's okay. But the easy thing to do is to make sure that right over here, you've got a button that you can turn on system sounds, turn off system sounds, on and off like that, and that will work. Then all you have to do is activate your call-in and get ready with your participant list and your platform, everything you've got going there, and just sit back and wait. Then when you get a caller, you go ahead and do your thing, and it'll take you to take your caller right in, and then you go ahead and you activate your system sounds on your little system sound button. Bada boom, bada bing. You've got everything you need to, and you don't even have to take up another chair, seat, spot, whatever you want to call it, in your platform to bring a caller in, and they can come in anonymously. You can mute them on just a second's notice. Like, for instance, bam, everybody's on hold. Just like that. And one more click, everybody's off hold. And you can also do a thing if you go here to this one, go down here to Q&A. Q&A is a really cool thing. I figured out how this thing works. If you got 5 people in here, say you got 100 people in here and you only have time for 5 questions. You want to do a Q&A, you say, okay, guys, first 5 people, you clip on Q&A like that. What it does is it puts everyone that's called, and this will take 1,000 people. You can have 1,000 people in this conference, and all of them are on hold. When you hit Q&A, they cannot take themselves off hold, but they can put themselves in the queue for a question and answer by pressing *6 on their phone. And then it says you can go in the queue for question and answer. If you press 1, they press 1 to confirm it, and then they are listed in this queue list, which is the caller list. It'll be stepped down by the first, second, third, fourth, fifth person that called in. And then when you hit the unmute on them, they can ask their question. And then when they're done with their answer, you can either mute them and press X to exit them, or you can just press X to take the next person in the call. So you can say, okay, you're done, next. And the next person, you unmute them, you take their question, you move them out of the queue, and everybody else slides up to the next slot. You take the first person, unmute them, say, yep, what's your question? And you go on, and you can go through as many as you want or as few as you want. And you can just continue this whole thing right here in this question and answer deal. The other cool thing about this is you can see we've got recording. You can turn your recording on, and now it says an audio message to everybody, recording has begun. So if they don't want to be recorded, they can jump off of there. That's cool. And then you can stop the recording. You can go back. I can go back and listen to that little clip of 20 seconds right there anytime I want to. And it keeps the archives of those recordings on the server, not on your machine. Same thing, conference lock. If I got 10 people in here, I don't want more than 10 people in here trying to ask questions or talk at the same time. If I only got 3 people that I've invited, they come in. There we go. Conference is locked. Nobody else can pop in the conference. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to monitor it. I don't have to kick them out if they come in. You know, if you don't want strangers in, you just invite the people that you want to come in, and you can get these codes changed at any time for people to come on in. So then you can unlock it, and then the next person that comes in just pops right into the conference, and that's how it goes. And here's how you invite other people. You can invite them by email, or you can just send them a link that has the phone number and the code for them to hop in the conference. So that's a really cool thing, Q&A. And when you go mute off, then everybody has the ability to take their mute off. They can all talk at one time. You could have 1,000 people in this thing talking all at the same time, and it's crazy. Even the free version, there's no time limit that I'm aware of. I haven't been given any time limit. I haven't been given any limit of people. 1,000 people you can have in here. It says that that's basically the limit. So that's a pretty good thing. So yeah, and here we go. This is Devante is telling a friend of his, this is great. And, this is amazing stuff that you can do with your broadcast. And how would you like to be in the broadcast and all of a sudden you look over at your screen and somebody over here has dialed in and they're just sitting there on hold and they're waiting to be in the broadcast with you. You can just pop them right in, say, hey, who is this? They have to put their name in. In fact, you could just pop on for a second and say, if you're not going to put your name in there, at least your first name, then I'm not going to bring you on the broadcast. And you can make them go change it or refuse to talk to them, refuse to unmute them, all of those things. And until you go in there, it doesn't become part of your broadcast. And in fact, until you activate here, you could go in there and talk to them, and you could tell them right there in the back room, you could tell them, unless you got your name in there, we're not going to bring you in the broadcast, dude. So go change it, put your name in there, even if it's, if you allow them to put a name that's not their real name. So there's lots you can do in this thing. You can have a whole 1,000 people in here. You can mute the whole broadcast. You can go in here and in lecture mode, you can basically mute everybody. And then you can go in, you can unmute one person at a time. Or I think in lecture mode, they even have the opportunity to do the raise hand thing. Hey, Mr. Lecturer, I have a question. I think they can do the raise hand thing when you're in lecture mode. I would be willing to bet on it. I haven't tested that myself, but I'm going to call in sometime when I'm offline and check that out. And then, of course, Q&A mode, the participant list turns into a whole, actually, the active speakers would be you. Here's the Q&A session. This is where this is where people get put into the queue right here in this queue list. And then you can clear the list. You can go to the next person in the list. That button says next right there. Or you can end the whole Q&A just by saying end session. That's the Q&A session. So boop, there you go. That ends the Q&A session, and now you have full control over recording, over who's on hold, a conference lock, the number of people that are in there, and then, of course, the function of what you're doing in the whole mute, a whole bunch of choices for who's muted and who's not. And then, of course, you're done with the whole thing. You can click on this button right here, stop the meeting, and it'll exit the whole thing. You won't even have a meeting going on, and then it'll automatically archive anything. If you have recording running, if you have anything else running, it'll automatically archive the whole thing, and you can come back and you can review stats. You can review how many people came in, how long the meeting was, and all those things. And because you have the ability right here on that little B1 button, the way I have mine configured, you have the ability to just add them in, take them out, add them in, take them out. And you can make all of these things just conform to the will of you as the broadcaster. So you've got a broadcasting platform. I suggest StreamYard. It's really easy. You don't even have to give up one of the slots. In StreamYard, you can have 6 people on. You could have a forum of 6 people and everybody discussing things. And then in addition, you could say, hey guys, I got all my experts here. And you can invite live callers to come in, and you can have live callers ask the experts questions, and all the experts and all the viewers can hear the live callers. So that's a really cool thing. You have this really cool talk show ability, just having the free version of StreamYard and just having Voice Meter. That's the second thing. And the third thing is freeconferencecallhd.com. So that's it, guys. I'm going to wrap it up, and I'm going to go ahead and hit quit on that. So get rid of that. And I'm going to go here, and I'm going to do the thing you can do in StreamYard. Not only am I going to put my fancy logo up here, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to exit by doing the fancy exit show that I have. And all right, guys, take care, and we'll talk to you later. God bless. Bye-bye.
Yeah.